trade deadline was absolutely crazy. And obviously, the Blockbuster trade we got to talk about first
Bonkers.
is Rashid Shaheed going to the Seattle Seahawks. Biggest trade of the day. Nothing else beats it. What do you have to
Pretty
say
good
on that?
trade. It was a pretty good trade. I'm really, really happy with that trade. It's going to make Jacksonville get even better. Rashid Shaheed's such a good downfield threat for Sam Darnold. Oh my gosh, Sam Darnold's going to get even better from this trade.
You see,
So excited.
I'm a guy who thinks that Rashid Shaheed has just always been overrated. Not saying he's a bad player. Not saying he's one of the best athletes, I would say, in the league. To be quite frank, like speed wise, but it's not like he's gonna absolutely change this offense. He's just adding a little bit to it. But people also forget Cooper Kupp's on this team. I was watching the Pat McAfee show today, and they were not
Yes.
talking about Cooper Kupp, how he's just the perfect slot receiver right now. Doesn't have to do much. Doesn't have to do
Up is
anything
a dog, dude.
crazy. He can just be a good slot wide receiver now. I think that takes a lot off Cooper Kupp, and it does add a ton to this team. Just having Cooper Kupp take a step back, I think that's something a lot of people are missing with this trade.
Yes.
So obviously, the biggest trade of the day: Sauce Gardner to your Seattle Colts, not Seattle Colts, Indianapolis Colts.
Yes.
So,
What a
thoughts?
trade. What a trade. We get Sauce Gardner. The cornerback room is going to be crazy. Sauce Gardner. Traverius Ward when he gets back. Kenny Moore. The edge rush could use some work,
I
but it's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad edge rush. Linebackers are mid. The defense, you got Cam Bynum in the back now. You got Blackman still back there. I believe that's who our safety is. And the offense is at a high level. Yes, they played bad versus Pittsburgh, but we've seen what they can do. They kind of got unlucky versus Pittsburgh. There were a lot of plays that were so unlucky.
like 6 turnovers from Daniel Dimes.
Yeah. Well, and I
yeah,
watching the game, half those turnovers were just pure bad luck.
yeah, like a lot of them tip balls, just getting hit as he threw a lot of stuff like
This
that.
is going to make the Colts a good team. Now they did trade away their next 2 first-round picks, so they're all in.
That's the thing. I hate trading first round picks. I feel like you could get Sauce Gardner. I feel like for a first rounder and a second rounder, and then AJ Mitchell, I think who was like the
80
wide
Mitchell.
receiver.
Fuck that guy. You don't want him. Get him out of there.
I feel like you were able to get him for a first and a second, but it's also a very unexpected trade at the end of the day too. So I
I
feel
bet
like
you they tried that. I bet you they
I
didn't
bet you're
just
right,
straight up
and the Jets
say,
were like, we don't even
you know.
want to trade this guy, and they're like, okay, well, screw it. I mean, I respect the Colts going all in. I think they feel like, hey, this is a guy with a 4-year contract who's the best corner
Now
in the
here's
league,
a guy.
arguably the best corner in the league, and they're just like, screw it.
Yes.
We got him for 4
I would
years.
say PC2 is the best in the league, and Sauce is second.
Okay, I'm saying one of, arguably. So I get the trade, just a lot to give up. Now going
It's
back
a
to
lot
the
to give.
Jets,
A lot to
somebody
give
I
up.
would have never expected them to trade, even honestly above Sauce Gardner and people I didn't expect them to trade.
Quinnen?
Quinnen Williams, been on the team for a while now, and they trade him to the Cowboys
I got a first rounder out of him, too, though.
and a second, and they
Yeah.
got an offense or defensive tackle who I'm not for sure his age. I'm even for sure the guy. Again, it's another guy like AJ Mitchell, who people want to act like he's good, but he's just a player at the end of the day. He hasn't done much for the team. Very surprised trade
Not
here.
my favorite player.
The Cowboys, though, trading this, I mean, they're not a great team this year. They have obviously lost a lot of games that are close, but trading a first round and a second round pick, it's very, very weird. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Quinnen Williams isn't worth this. I think he's well above this worth. But for the Cowboys, is he worth it? I don't believe so.
I don't either. You got rid of Micah Parsons, and then now you go out and get Quinnen Williams?
Yeah,
What do we do?
it doesn't. And I feel like this team is a lot different with Micah Parsons. This team, in my opinion, they got one of the most elite offenses in the league. They almost came back last night after having a terrible start to the day. And then their defense also shut down the Arizona Cardinals, which we got to talk about Jacoby Brissett too balling out here recently.
Didn't they announce him as the starter?
They did announce him as a starter today. They said Kyler could be back, but we don't care. Jacoby's here. He's here to stay. So I'm really excited about that. But anyway, it's just weird. Why would you get Quinnen Williams but also trade Micah Parsons? Why didn't you just not pay Micah Parsons the money and then get Quinnen Williams too? And I feel like this team is totally different. You have two of the most elite sackers in the league on the same team with an elite offense. This team would be completely different, but with the Micah Parsons trade, or this trade doesn't make sense with the Micah Parsons trade, in my opinion.
I agree.
And
I do agree.
Just not.
It was stupid. It was stupid by the Cowboys. Great trade by the Jets, actually. I like that trade by the Jets. Get a bunch of first-round picks.
Yeah, they don't think they're going to do anything now, and I can respect that. They obviously have their QB of the future with Justin Fields over there, but no, I'm kidding. But they definitely, I do like what the Jets are doing. They're just like, screw it, reset the clock. We're this isn't working. Something ain't working here. Reset the clock. So I do have a lot of respect for that. Now,
yes, I think it's a win-win. I think it might be going down as one of those trades that's a big win-win trade for both teams.
Now, I would say something I'm kind of sad about. I didn't see Jalen Waddle get traded. That was somebody I was like, come on, you got to get him off this situation. He's such a better wide receiver than being on the Dolphins. But I feel like the Dolphins also, I don't know, we're looking at trades that could happen at this point because, I mean, those are the two really, really big trades in my opinion. I guess we can talk about...
trade deadline already hit.
Yeah, it's over. I mean, I was just talking about the trades that just happened. There's a lot of much smaller trades, but like Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams are like the two big guys, the two big trades. I want to talk about some trades that I
Logan Wilson.
Logan Wilson. Yeah.
I think that's an overrated trade.
Yeah, he's not great. He's got like a 1-year deal left right now, and the Eagles are just stacking up on players. They got Jair Alexander too. Oh, like this team's gonna be crazy good, honestly. Like you could add these defensive players. It's just kind of like it's like this is just crazy how much they're adding to the team. It's kind of legitimately. But anyway,
it's insane.
What trades are your like biggest coulda, shoulda, woulda, shoulda happened, coulda happened, wanted to happen trades?
Now here's the thing: the Colts might have traded for Sauce. Now I love it, but I didn't really want them to get a corner. I really wanted them to go out and get Trey Hendrickson.
Very interesting. Okay. See,
or just somebody, an edge rusher. Just go. I think that they could have used an edge rusher more. Now Sauce, I think it's still going to help the defense tremendously, but I feel like edge rusher was just more needed.
But you have like decent edge rushers over there. Like I mean, you have good. You know,
you got Latu, but you don't really got anybody else on the other side.
Fair. I get the trade. Trey Hendrickson wasn't traded, though, which is crazy to me. He's been wanting out of Cincinnati for years now, it seems like. Very interesting how he wasn't traded. I think that's something weird. A guy who I wanted to see traded, I already said, Jalen Waddle. A huge guy, and I just...
This trade's a good trade by Madden's authority.
What trade?
I just tried the Sauce Gardner trade, and the Jets turned it down.
Mm-hmm. But the guy I wanted to see get traded most is Jalen Waddle. He's such a talented wide receiver.
Yeah.
Such a good player. It really makes me upset nice at the end of the day that he doesn't get traded. And again, he might not want it out. He might was like, no, I'm fine here. And I think the Dolphins look at him and are like, he's only like 24, 25 at this point.
He's 25.
Yeah, he's just off his rookie deal. He's obviously a baller. Tyreek Hill is probably not going to really come back, honestly. I don't think the Dolphins, or even if he gets healthy, I don't think the Dolphins are really going to bring him back. He's not going to come back as the same player. He's known for his speed. He just got like a nasty ankle injury. So they're like, you know what? He can be a part of our rebuild. And once, like, in the next 4 or 5 years, he's going to be at his prime, and then we're here. So I get why people want him to be traded. I want him to be traded. But I also get, like, why the Dolphins don't trade him.
Yeah, so, he's one I didn't think they were going to get rid of him. I thought they might trade Minka.
Yeah. I feel like
I was kind of hoping they would.
Why did the Dolphins not dump, though, in my opinion? I feel like they could have got some value for Tua. A team like the Vikings could have maybe been like, hey, you know, we don't know about J.J. McCarthy. Why don't we go out and get Tua right now? Then maybe flip him. Some team like that who's just uncertainty at the quarterback or think their quarterback's like the one position their way. I feel like the Dolphins could have definitely scammed a team because Tua's ass. But I feel like the NFL looks at Tua like as a decent player. So just very curious to me how the Dolphins did not dump. They only got rid of Jalen Phillips, which we all know he was leaving. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Also, another
for the Eagles can't keep getting every player. This is stupid.
Yeah, but I mean,
This is unfair.
I feel
Why
like
do they get everybody?
Didn't do much for the Ravens.
No, I think he's regressing.
Jalen Phillips was just all right in my opinion. Like he's not like an elite player. He's an all right player. So it's not like they. I don't know. I don't feel like they scam the teams necessarily, but it's like I don't know. I don't know. Any other teams that you're surprised that didn't, sell a lot? Like didn't just like go out and say, we're done. We're out of the
Hmm.
question.
Let
Throw
me
away.
let me grab my little thing here so I don't forget about any teams here. I mean, not really. I mean, I thought the Jets and the Jets obviously did. I was thinking maybe the Raiders might, but they didn't. Like I thought they might try to get rid of Geno,
Oh yeah, that's
throw
it's,
O'Connell in.
but
Maybe Titans, but neither of them really did.
But yeah, that's honestly surprising. Honestly, the more I think about it, not getting rid of like a lot of players for the Raiders, but the Raiders are just a very weird situation. They're never going to trade Max Crosby, and honestly, I that's the only valuable player I see on their team. And Ashton
And then
Genty,
Genty.
which
Yeah, I was
they're
about to
not
say
going to
Genty.
trade. Brock Bowers, they have this young core, but I mean their wide receivers are not good. Geno is not good, and the team's bad. So that's a very interesting team. But yeah, they should have. What do they have to dump? Is what I'm kind of saying. I know they got rid of Jacoby Myers, I think, but
They did, yeah.
so yeah, the team
I think
I'm
that was a good trade.
really surprised that didn't dump is the Titans. Like, very surprised they didn't. And again, they're another
Hmm.
team that doesn't have a lot to dump, but like Jeffrey Simmons is a huge trade piece. It doesn't make sense why they like didn't trade for draft picks because this team is obviously not in a honestly not even in a rebuilding stage. They're just in a dog crap stage. Cam Ward has looked not good. They've tried to put wide
No,
receivers
he's
around
just
him.
bad.
They have decent wide receivers too. Like I feel like a guy like Danny Dimes with a wide receiver core like this would kind of go crazy. A guy like Patrick Mahomes, again, he's a rookie, but other players like this who have teams like this would be like, well, they would be better, in my opinion. Like the quarterback would look better, and Cam Ward just does not look good.
No, he's not looking at all. I'm not a Cam Ward fan. Sat second row at the Colts Titans game, watched them put belt to ass. Belt to ass, and Cam Ward looked so bad that game. He just did not look comfortable in that offense at all.
I want to talk about one more team I'm surprised didn't make a ton more trades would be the Saints. The team, I was very surprised. Like, yeah, got to get some draft capital. This team is bad. Another just straight up bad team. Same thing with the Titans. Kamara said he's retiring if he gets traded. So, that makes sense to me why they didn't trade him. Nobody was going to go after him because he was just going to retire. But I'm trying to think of the other trade piece that the Saints said they had other than Kamara. I just can't think of it because honestly, the team's just kind of bad. So I'm just
Team is
surprised.
pretty bad. I mean, Shaheed, I think, was the one bright spot, and now they don't even have him.
Yeah, it's very
I mean, Olave. I could have seen Olave maybe getting
Olave.
traded,
That's the
but
guy. Why did they not trade
yeah.
Olave? Olave has a lot of market potential right now, and I don't see him being there in their prime. He's like 26, 27 years old. I don't see him. You know what I mean? Nah, you did not.
What?
It's
What?
just I don't know. Why not trade Chris Olave for a pick at least? Like I mean, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They definitely should have gotten rid of Olave. They should have just gotten rid of all their older guys, honestly. But yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't
think I
know.
kind of get why they keep him. Maybe help develop if they get any person in the future. So I thought that's really all I can think of, though.
Yeah,
The
honestly,
Saints just are bad. They're just
not
bad.
not a crazy trade deadline, but it's one that gets you thinking, gets the motors
I
flowing.
mean, it was a pretty big trade deadline for the Indianapolis Colts,
Yeah, I would say so too. Obviously, but I
whether in a
mean,
good way or a bad way. Pretty big trade deadline.
but like, I don't know. I feel like in recent history, you look at some trade deadlines, like even last year, I'm trying to like you didn't see as many big names, But you saw a lot of like little trades that
Um,
truly affected a lot.
last big trade deadline trade I remember is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, but that wasn't the trade deadline. I don't think. I think it was like
Yeah, it
week
was.
4. Honestly,
It was. I just know it was during the season. That's the last big trade I've seen during the season.
yeah, but yeah, pretty interesting trade deadline. Honestly, I thought a couple more were going to come in like big trades, but it just didn't happen. But definitely big trade line for the Jets. Very excited to see how their season goes now. Honestly, if it doesn't get worse, you look at them and say, well, it can't get much worse. But if they like win another game after this, you're like they're the most genius organization ever. But yeah, I don't really have much else to add. I don't know about you. What do you got?
Not really. Just that the Colts are going to be the best team in the NFL now.
Well, anyway, that's
They're
about
winning
it.
the Super Bowl.
As always, have a great day.